Good morning.
Hello, guys.
Yeah,
All right.
you
Awesome,
know.
blossom.
You know.
We got to talk about our weekly trip through the 7 Brew.
Yeah, we did it.
Our
We did
future
There were
sponsors.
boys working.
Yes, there were boys, and there are usually just young women. The boys, we've seen them inside, probably cleaning, I hope.
No, they were making the stuff.
And one had a little mustache.
And they probably, if we're calling them young women, we have to call them young men because that's
Young
what they
men,
were.
correct.
But I was calling people my age girls all weekend, so I don't know what my deal was.
Do what you got to do. And I was thinking, like, it's going to get pretty boring with the coffee talk if I don't switch it up. I'm having a blondie again.
Yeah, cinnamon roll every week.
I'm carrying this team here. And I got a funnel cake macchiato chiller because still I'm not to be trusted with ice cubes.
Fair. I did. Joel went and got some seasonal donuts. So I had a donut.
What does that mean?
What's a seasonal donut?
Well, it's weird because
Tastes
Dunkin'
like
Donut.
rain.
Yeah, it is when we are filming this, August. But Dunkin' or not Dunkin'. What's the other one? Krispy Kreme for whatever reason puts out their fall donuts really early. So they had like pumpkin spice and.
I was afraid you were going to say pumpkin spice.
I
Yeah,
love pumpkin spice.
love it.
I'm
I actually
sorry.
do too.
I'm a riot girl,
Okay,
but I like my pumpkin
I just
spice.
don't like the contention that comes along
Yeah.
with it.
Well, that's other people's fault because people don't like to let women like things.
Oh.
So it's like
Yeah.
now all these women were like, "Oh, I love pumpkin spice." Now it's a bad thing.
And it's a cliche.
It's a cliche.
Yeah.
It's chuggy.
So what else was it? What else did you have besides pumpkin spice?
Yeah, I didn't have a pumpkin spice one. I had a maple pecan, and it was delightful.
Oh. See, I'm not a maple
I love it.
flavor lover.
I love it. I love maple.
That's what I heard.
Flavor lover.
That sounds gross. I don't know why.
All right.
What's wrong with me?
Okay, bean flickers.
All right. So the theme of this week was summer camp movies, which is one of my favorite genres. Did you guys ever go to summer camp?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I did. I went to
even-
Girl Scout.
Did
I
you?
was also a camp counselor.
Oh.
Yes, at a Girl Scout camp. And I always went to Girl Scout.
I also went to Girl Scout, and I went also to like a more like this kind of. It was Wapsie is the name of it, I think.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, I went there a couple times, but it was only ever for a week. I never like did a whole summer. I don't even know if you could do that.
That's a movie thing.
Yeah.
You can't send your kids away
Or
for
a
an
different
entire summer.
state thing. It's not an Iowa
I
thing
don't think
Yeah.
that's
because those
real.
Iowa kids have to detassel and
Yeah.
stuff.
The longest
But-
session was like 2 weeks.
Ooh,
At
that's
my
very
camp.
long.
Only usually the older Girl
Yeah.
Scouts got to do that. And like spelunking and things like that.
Did you go spelunking?
No, I was more like, let's make goulash outside. And it
Nice.
was always terrible.
I went to religious camp for a week
Yeah. Do you
at
guys-
Story City.
Story City.
Yeah,
religious
there's
camp.
one. There's one. It's called Riverside.
Okay.
The church.
Did they try to convert you?
No, I was apparently Lutheran at the time, so it was fine.
I was apparently a Lutheran. Oh, yes. I went to church camp. Oh, my gosh. And I had a little boyfriend there.
Oh,
Of course.
Oh, and then there was a girl there that everybody made fun of because her
Aw.
name was Rita, and all the boys would chant, Rita, Rita, Ita my Mita.
that's terrible.
It's terrible, but it happened.
We had a girl
I don't know
who
why.
we had a girl who kept getting mad because people called her Gabby. Her name was Gabrielle. She goes, "I'd rather be called gay. Just call me gay." And then people were uncomfortable calling her that, and so it was a whole thing.
Listen, I used to know a lady named Gay Straight.
Oh, that's
It was,
nice.
well, it was my friend's mom.
That's
but-
my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
My
what?
mom's maiden name is Straight.
Wow.
I shouldn't be giving out that information. That's like my bank question. But that's why it's called George Straight Cousin George, even though I don't
funny.
think there's any actual relation there. But
That's great. Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
Anyway.
Summer camp. So, yes, we've all experienced this.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that,
but not-
relatable.
To this level of fun.
Well, my summer camp was definitely not.
No,
like
there
this.
were never boys except at church camp.
Oh,
That's
mine had
the
I
boys.
don't think the boys were on the other side of the hill or something.
At Wapsie,
Riverside.
we were not in the cabins, but like in our groups, we were co-ed. And there was a
That's-
little camp
makes more
romance
sense.
going on, but it was like we were in middle school. And So there was not like, the level of coming of age that these movies had. But I do remember like this one couple came to camp. They were like dating, and she was complaining in our sleep out that he hadn't kissed her yet. And she was like, I'm going to see if he'll go out into the bushes with me. And because we camped out under the stars with the boys, which is surprising. I bet they don't let you do that anymore.
Interesting decision there.
I mean, the counselors obviously stayed with us and stuff, but yeah, I mean,
Still.
Oh, there's still ways. There are ways.
Oh yeah, I mean, once everybody goes to sleep, like.
We had one girl in our cabin who had something going on with a boy from over the hill.
All right, well, let's get in.
Okay.
Get this going.
So the first movie that we watched was Little Darlings. And my homework this week was to do the 25-word summary. This is what I came up with. Teenage summer camp coming of age tale defined by the quote, "I'm not a woman, Randy."
Randy.
Oh, that was magical. Randy P is magic. Oh my gosh. So right off the bat, Christy McNichol, right?
Love her.
Can't you can see that she was, what's the female equivalent of heartthrob? Right? Is that that's more like boys, right? Heartthrob.
Yeah.
She would have been on Teen
she
Beat
was
and
an it girl.
Tiger
Yeah,
Beat
it
and
girl.
all that.
Sure, yeah.
She was absolutely, all the boys were in love with
She
her.
was the one. Whatever happened to her?
She's a woman now.
Randy made her one.
Yeah, right.
Oh, good God.
Oh my God.
Don't even get me started.
She's a tiny, little tough girl. And right off the bat, she's smoking, and doesn't she kick somebody in the crotch?
Oh my gosh, the smoking.
He said something.
So much smoking.
He said something.
Lay down. Sorry.
Off color to her, and he's like, "Just give it to me," or whatever. And so she goes, "All right," and kicks him in the nougats.
Good for her. And I love her badass mom.
Yeah.
And why? Why did she send her to camp? Anyway,
I
not
sort of
important.
got this idea, this feeling that she wanted better for her because they're pretty.
They're more poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course,
Ferris stuck right out.
Tatum O'Neal.
Potato.
Potato. Oh, yeah. You can't not call her Potato.
Sorry.
But she's the rich one, right? And so...
And they become
Why did she go to
enemies
that
right
camp?
away for some reason.
Yeah, because the other camp for rich kids had a 2-year waiting list.
Oh, I missed that.
No, I'm sorry. That's in the second movie.
Oh.
Good day. Okay.
Go get Joel.
So the feathered hair. Everybody had feathered hair.
They did.
It was awesome.
Except for Potato.
Well, hers was sort of, but not really.
She had
Wavy.
like the only side part in the whole thing. Everybody else was feathered.
Or braids.
And it literally was cut that way. Nobody curled their hair like that. That came later.
Oh, yeah?
In years later.
This
it was just
19...
cut that way.
1980.
Yeah, like, Bieber.
It still felt very 70s.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Oh, the 70s lasted till at least 83.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So the gist... Oh, wait. Her name was Angel Bright.
Yes, that sounds like something on top of a Christmas tree.
So cute. And that,
Angel and Ferris.
The flower child girl.
That was Cynthia Nixon.
Yep, from Sex
Yeah,
and
that
the
took me a
Blonde.
minute to realize that.
So tiny and such a flower child. I swear she's had that sort of headband and sweetness in other movies. Like that was very familiar. Which one was stuff in her bra?
That was the little
younger
girl,
one.
the little one who refused to go with her age group because they were just children.
You don't know what little sweetheart.
You don't know what it's like to spend a week with 10-year-old.
When they were going into their cabin and the counselor was kind of greeting everybody, there was one girl who she's like, "Oh, hey whoever, hey chubby." Hey, and she called her chubby. It wasn't that girl; it was a different girl. Yeah. But she did also fill half of a dresser drawer with candy. So
that was just a trope.
It was a total trope. You had to have the chubby one. You had to have the hippie. You had to have the
nerdy one.
You had to have the one that was worried about her boobs, and
the
hypersexual
rich,
one,
mean girl,
rich mean girl,
and her name. I actually looked her up, and I think it was just because she looked very familiar to me. But I don't think that she was.
Oh, the
her name
shampoo lady or
her
whatever.
Her name was, the shampoo girl. She was in the commercials.
Yeah, she was there before.
Her character was. Her name was Alexa Pennon, and she actually died in 1985 in her apartment in Manhattan, and that was only 5 years after this movie.
Yeah, so she's young.
Yeah, and I thought, oh no, that was sad. That wasn't what I expected to find when I looked her up. So she's the one who initiates the bet, correct?
Yes.
And she's rich, so
she
has
has
got
$100.
$100.
Yes, her royalties check, she bets.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
And the bet is which girl
Lay down.
is going to lose their virginity first.
Between Ferris and Angel.
Yes, who are automatically right away enemies.
Right, of course.
For no good reason.
No good reason. And of course, the boys' camp, it's so dumb. Like, the boys' camp is like right across the river.
Right.
Or lake or whatever
Right.
it is. But
You can boat there.
Angel sets her sight on Matt Dillon's character. Well,
they
steals the bus.
They steal the bus
Yes.
to go to the gas station
to buy condoms.
get condoms out of the bathroom. And they couldn't get they sent the little girl in, and she was confused, and she couldn't get the condom machine to work, so she pulled it off the wall and brought it.
And then they had
the whole machine.
a condom pinata.
Yeah, they took it out in the woods and beat the crap out of it. It was like Office Space.
It was, yeah.
But so while they're at the gas station, Matt Dillon pulls in with some lady in a convertible, and he is drunk and looks. He's a no for me. I'm sorry.
No, he is so cute.
He's a no for me. He just looks like a dumb shit.
I thought he was cute.
Yeah.
Definitely, but he's dumb.
Like a young Ashton Kutcher vibe.
His acting was so terrible.
And
it was just. And
he's come a long way. Let's give him that.
Yes,
he's true. He's way better. And she hotwired. Also, Kristen McNichol hotwired that bus.
She is such a little badass. Yes. I love it.
And they're 15 years old.
Correct.
And I wrote in my notes, as soon as they get those condoms out, they each open one. Just to
and one of them's making balloons.
Balloons. Don't we always do that? Oh my God. What? All right, so
Gus, lay down.
So obviously Angel sets her sights on Matt Dillon.
Yes.
Christy McNichol, Matt Dillon. That's the boy that she's determined that she's gonna have sex with.
She's gonna be deflowered.
But let's talk about the other one.
Yeah.
And Armand Asante.
He's almost got gray hair.
He is so old. Why is he working at a camp?
Because he's a teacher, and teachers have to have a job during the summer sometimes.
Yeah.
Come on. He's like retirement age.
Oh, no. He's like 35.
No, really?
Yeah, because people looked older in the 80s.
I suppose.
People were
older
honestly,
they were older.
He probably is only like actually 29 or something, but
I don't know. Maybe he's just so swarthy and he's French and I wrote in my notes, is Callahan a French name?
It's Irish.
It's why is he French?
Gary Callahan.
He's French? I'm confused.
Yeah.
He doesn't have an accent.
Yeah,
you mean in real life? Not in this movie.
No, he teaches in this movie.
He teaches French in the movie. Doesn't he?
Yeah. But anyway,
during the school year,
yes.
he teaches French and he's like pointing over there, the whatever academy or
I didn't pick up on that.
Maybe I made that up.
He doesn't say much.
Yeah, but they have that whole conversation in the cabin, and she goes to see him.
Well,
which all of this I hated every last bit of it. It was so uncomfortable, and you're just like,
yes, that was terrible.
How does she not? Well, I mean, she's 15, I guess, so maybe she doesn't understand the severity of what she's doing.
No, not at all.
But like, you're trying to get this man to commit a very serious crime.
Well, yeah. And and how does she sort of flirt with him by pretending to drown?
Yeah.
And why does he fall for it? He just goes along with it the whole time.
Yeah, let me hold you in the water and teach you how to swim. Then like for her to sort of outright lie.
Yeah.
That is so severe. Like his career, his reputation.
They gloss over that.
They do. So
we don't care. That's why. We don't care about him.
That's true.
We're
still 31 in that movie.
Invested in which of these girls is gonna, he was what, 31?
31.
Yeah. What did I say? Put your tiny shirt back on, Matt Dillon. Oh my God.
And what kind of camp has dirt bikes in a tiny little ring that you're running around on?
What?
He was when she came over on the boat. He was on a on a dirt bike in a tiny little, like a corral.
You know, my camp had so many dirt bikes
Seriously?
to ride. No, come on.
I mean,
We
think
didn't
of
even have horses.
Oh.
Think of the
Yeah,
insurance
horses.
on that. Well, I guess
Oh my
it didn't matter
God.
It didn't matter back then. It was like, walk it off. You're fine.
Not a good look, Mr. Callahan. He told her that he could fall madly in love with her.
Yeah, if
He's just
if she
as-
was 21.
Yeah, but no, he should never have said that.
No.
Oh, that's too much. Did she pretend to have a terminal illness as a way to flirt with him?
Yes.
Okay.
That was also terrible.
That's a really good tactic.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Should
try it myself.
that.
Great. I wasn't gonna sleep with a child, but now that you're a dying kid,
Now that
I
you're
will.
dying.
It's I'll just do it because it's.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, she ends up like telling everybody that they did do it. And
Well,
somehow
yes.
he isn't
That's
immediately
kinda
fired and outcast by that.
Right.
Maybe his superiors didn't find out, but he found out that she told everyone, so.
Yeah.
Well, and she didn't really tell him. They just assumed, and she let him.
Yeah.
run with it.
Right, because she just pretended to
But
be
that's
all
still not
aglow.
okay. That's
not
not
at
okay.
all. And then, so the other Christy McNichol and Matt Dillon, kind of a awkward
What
encounter, rocky start. They were
They tried once, and she started getting all these feelings where her mom said that sex is not about any kind of feelings. It's just something you do. She unexpectedly starts having these weird feelings, not like necessarily feelings for Matt Dillon, but feelings for the gravity of the situation.
right.
And she can't
Like
go
the
through with it.
complete opposite of Tatum.
Right.
Yeah.
She can't go through with it. So yeah. So you find that the tough girl has this very big heart.
But she did go through with it.
She did a
In the
second
end.
time. She did it.
And the whole thing was just like, oh, that's all it is? You know, and you're right, the gravity of the situation, and she definitely regrets it.
Like immediately.
And she lies and says she didn't do it.
Yes.
So let's Tatum win the bet.
Yeah.
They're both liars. And
of course, Randy's just like,
Yeah. Well, and that's where the summary line comes from, is after they do it, Randy's talking to her and he says, oh, well, it's not a big deal for lots of women or something like that. And then she goes, I'm not a woman, Randy. And then she starts crying because she's not. She's 15.
She's not.
Yeah.
And
Just
she
a
realizes, I
baby.
think, in that moment, like, she thought she was a grown up and she's not.
Yeah.
yeah.
We all
Aw.
did at that age.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You think you know it all, and you just don't. Shoot. Oh, and then there's the shitty friend that tells Matt Dillon, "Oh, it was just a game. It was just a bet." That's
And then he goes for her.
yeah.
That was the shampoo girl.
Yeah.
That's just her name.
She's the villain in all of this.
Yeah, she definitely is. And
And throughout this, there's like one adult.
Yeah, they're very
And Gary. One adult
free-range
and
kids.
Gary. Yeah.
free range kids.
There's a lot of food fights.
Oh yeah, the food fights are great, and that just dissolved into laughter.
Yeah.
And that was good. They do end up becoming best friends at the end.
It was a cute movie. I'd never even heard of it. So
Yeah,
It was one that I saw in that. I might have even seen it in the theater. Would you insist that your friends watch this?
It's a yes for me. I really enjoyed it, especially if you are, well, everybody, I guess guys too, but like because it's female protagonists.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody kind of can relate to that season of their life and how awkward it is. And
I felt like you were going to say that because you texted me
Yeah.
after you watched it, and I was like, she loves it.
I really did enjoy it.
yeah, I liked it. I think people should watch it. It's a nice way to spend an hour and a half. It's it's cute and
It was, 1980?
Yes.
1980.
Okay. And we found it for free streaming, so.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I paid for mine, but that's okay. Because I'm too lazy. I don't. It's $4. I'll pay $4 to watch
no,
Darling.
I want free movie.
Yeah, I mean, if I have to pay for it, I will, but I always check.
Yeah.
I'm too impatient. I'm like, I want to watch it right now.
That's fair.
All right, well, that was Little Darlings.
Randy, I'm not yet a woman. I'm still learning who I am. I'm finding my own way, though I don't know where I stand. Don't judge me until I'm there. I'm not yet a woman.
All our next movie was Meatball. What year was that?
1979.
Yep.
Oh,
79.
so that was a year
Yeah.
before.
But it seems like Little Darling seems like it was made way before Meatballs for some
Kind of
reason.
70s-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Got that
Much
vibe.
more
And then Meatballs is totally 80s-ish, but it's not. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of knee sock going on.
Oh
in
my
both
god.
movies.
Okay, let me do my 25 words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, meatballs. That's not one of the words. Are you ready for the summer? CITs are so piteous. The kids are jerks. The food is hideous. Rudy runs a 4-mile race.
Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. Sorry, wrong movie.
So
It's always Rudy.
Yeah, that's Rudy. So Rudy is Chris Makepeace. And
Who I apparently forgot that I loved back then.
I know, and I agree with you. He had this weird, just an odd look about him,
He had kind
and
of an
weird
odd
hair.
look, but he was very calming. He had a very calming
Yeah, I
vibe.
remember liking him. Kind of like just he was different, but weird hair,
yeah, he has cute eyes, really blue.
very much. And
Pretty eyes.
did we find out he didn't really act after this?
He acted until he was either a late teen or something. He's like 12 in this or so. And I would have been 10, so that or
Okay.
9. So that's why I probably liked him so much, because I was like, oh, he's older.
That's why. Yeah,
And so he
I would have been
stopped,
9.
He stopped acting at some point because he's listed as a former actor and he's Canadian. So there you go.
Eh?
And there are a lot of people in this movie that you wouldn't like. Monty, the head of the camp, is one of those guys that you see in every single movie, and you go, who's that guy? Patrick Dempsey is in it. I couldn't find him.
What?
Patrick
Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey.
He wasn't like the spaz, was he?
No,
Gosh, he must have been
he was
really
really
young.
so he was one of the little guys.
Corey
Corey Feldman.
Feldman, and I couldn't find him
Couldn't
either.
find him. John Larroquette. Couldn't
Oh my
find him.
god, really?
Paul Rubens. Couldn't
Stop
find him.
it.
Jane Lynch.
Because they're all kids.
Yeah.
Jane Lynch found her. Paul Rubens would have been about the same age as Jane Lynch, though. So I don't know what
Okay.
he was, but he would have totally looked different.
But there were a lot
Chris
of counselors
Yes,
that
there were.
didn't
There
get
were, and then
story
people from
arcs
the other
on.
camp. So who knows?
Right,
Oh, true.
right,
Yeah,
right.
the big ticket guy was Bill Murray.
Yeah.
He's the camp counselor in The Best at That Price Range.
I wonder
That's how he
how
described
many,
it.
I wonder how many of his lines were improv.
Oh.
I'm
all
guessing
of them,
almost
probably.
all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Man, so this was the one that has the other camp that has a 2-year waiting list.
Mm-hmm.
Mohawk.
Even though they pick you up in the Kmart parking lot.
Yeah, and it's $1,000 a week.
Yes.
To go there. All right. I have no idea why that would be a thing.
For some reason, both camps have cheerleaders for when they get together to play each other in games and stuff. Their cheerleaders dress like Native Americans and have actual tomahawks. It's terrible by today's standards.
Yes.
For
It's
sure.
just terrible.
Bill Murray, he's so sweet to this kid.
Yes.
And
Chris Makepeace.
Yes,
Rudy.
and I wrote in here that I had the hots for him.
For Bill Murray?
Bill, no, the Chris
the kid.
Makepeace.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had the hots
the
for Bill
hots
Murray,
for
too.
maybe the milds, because I'm looking at how much of a little boy he is in this. Little kidney bean shaped, little belly, and just
Well, I would have
nothing.
liked him back then because he was in
Tiny.
other stuff. Wasn't he in like Disney? I don't know.
But it was, I was 9. It was normal.
Yeah.
To like a boy. But now
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can't say I like this boy. But Bill Murray's so nice to him. Yeah, I was saying if it would be perfect grooming if the intention was to molest him.
Well, because they go jogging and they're out in the woods a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
but
really
he does.
does. He takes him under his wing and he gives him a lot of confidence.
Right, because either his mom has left or she's passed away. Something's going on,
And it's
I
the
think.
only friend he's got.
Yeah.
And so he's a lot of these campers know each other from previous
Right.
years, and he comes in and and
He just
they
doesn't have
they
any
bully
friends.
him, and he
Yeah.
wants to leave about 4 times, and Tripper, who would be Bill Murray, takes him under his wing, and he's nuts, and like you would expect from Bill Murray,
Yeah.
he does the morning like the wake up call. It's supposed to be what's it supposed to be? Was it supposed to be the national anthem or something? And it's bagpipes.
It's bagpipes, yeah.
Bagpipes.
And now,
That's
pause for your
great.
national anthem.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
the knee tennis socks. That's a note that I had.
Bill Murray's jogging suit looks like the Beastie Boys.
Bell bottom
Red
overalls.
with lights.
Yes, he's got tiny shorts. He looks great in them all. But
Oh my God. Bill Murray is sweet to the boy, but he's
But-
practically rapey to Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch, I texted these guys and I said, Bill Murray bites Jane Lynch in the butt.
And I was
She
like,
does.
I
She
didn't
does.
Lynch. I
I didn't notice that
recognize
was
her.
Jane Lynch.
I had to look it up because I was like, I want to know which one is Jane Lynch. And it was
Right.
her. And I could not reconcile that. And then there was one angle that the camera caught her smiling, and I went, oh.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have caught that had I not looked up to see
Yeah.
which. So she was Roxanne.
Well, that scene was particularly
I didn't like it.
uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I'm
She kept
sure.
literally saying no, and he would chase her
No.
and throw her on the couch.
Yes, it was very aggressive.
And it was kind of out of nowhere. It
at
was
the
just this
time,
random
I'm
scene.
sure we just giggled and laughed at that.
Probably. I
And
don't
now
know.
I was like, that is no.
But she does end up with him when they do their camp out.
It's true. After, he's very aggressive. Well, and I hate that narrative that is very common in a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
They
I
do
don't-
have a history.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they've
but still.
either been together before or something. But oh,
Yeah.
it's like the whole like boy pulled my hair on the playground, and then your parents go, well, he probably just likes you.
Yeah.
it was like that.
It was
yeah,
like
for
that.
sure.
He was
Good
being
job,
very
Wendy.
physical with her, and like, I mean, he was sexually assaulting her. Honestly, like
For
he didn't.
100%.
He
And
was,
other times too.
Yeah.
To a lesser degree, but still
Yeah.
doing it. But I think you're right. It's the time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I love Bill Murray so much.
So, okay, so yeah, we all agree that that was horrible scene.
Yeah.
meant to be comedy, which it was back then, and you,
It didn't.
Yeah.
you know, making that point that it's just how we were all brought up. That
It's
it's
just
okay.
how things were, and it did absolutely nothing for the movie except maybe they thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was meant to be funny, and it just wasn't. It's not anymore.
No, not funny anymore for sure.
But the movie is nice. I've seen pieces of it. Again, it's one of those things where you're babysitting and you put the channel on TNT or something.
Yeah.
And it's this movie with 7,000
Guaranteed
commercials.
Yeah.
Guaranteed people have seen at least parts of this movie.
Yes.
And the song, you know, Are You Ready for the Summer?
Mm-hmm.
You've heard that for
Yeah.
sure. And the iconic scene is that they put the camp director out into the middle of the lake in his bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
How does this guy sleep so soundly?
And they put him up
I
in
think
a tree.
he takes sleeping pills because
sure.
I noticed the second time they put him somewhere that they also put his nightstand there and it had drugs on it. So I think he takes sleeping pills.
And they
Drugs
also
on it.
he wears glasses so that he has to have his glasses so
Mm-hmm.
that he can put them on and make this double take because he's in a tree or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have the whole
Nightstand.
thing, the whole
Yeah, lots of
slapstick,
hijinks
the whole
there.
slapstick thing. But what happens is the feel good moment at the end. Spoiler alert is when the guy who should have run the race at the Camp Olympics
Right.
has a broken leg or something.
Oh,
and
right.
can't do it, and so they get Rudy to do it.
Rudy, you can
And
do
he's
this.
12, and he's running against like a guy who's probably actually 27, but
Yeah.
supposed
And
to
he
be
gets,
16.
he's like, you're little and quick, and you can duck under those. When you get into the woods, you can duck under little things, and gives him all that great advice, and just stay ahead of that big guy because he's not gonna able
care.
to catch you in the
He
woods.
does fall down though, so that's
And they
good.
call it a marathon. I'm sorry, it's 4 miles.
Yeah.
It's 4 miles.
But of course, they were like 2 points behind
Well-
the other camp, the rich camp.
The one of the other events in that Olympiad is a hot dog eating contest.
Oh, that was disgusting.
What on earth? Why
And
would you have children?
And they pulled
overeating
in.
on purpose.
And the competition pulls in a fancy car with a driver, and they open the door for him, and it's this huge guy. What did they call him, Brick or something? And he comes in, and
And then he goes, what, no mustard?
yeah. Oh, I read that. What? No mustard.
Why
Patrick
did I
Dempsey.
write this?
Oh, what? Say.
I wrote cheers at the end, Rudy wins, and then I wrote if I was a lesbian I would be so into him. Who was I talking about?
Rudy.
What?
Rudy?
Why?
Well,
I
who else
don't-
would you
I
be?
don't
Who
even
else in that
understand
movie?
My own notes, whatever.
Who else in that movie would you be into as a guy?
Jeez, I don't know.
Oh, there's a Jody in there. I made a note of that.
Great.
There's also a Wendy, and
Sweet.
she
There's
gives all the
never
boys
a
wet
Bridget.
dreams.
Oh, that's right. Wendy gives
In the
all boys
beginning,
wet
yeah.
dreams.
Wendy is giving all the guys wet dreams. I wrote that down.
God.
That was announced
Love
at
it.
the.
And that's only for being pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there being pretty.
Good job, Wendy.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
They're
what I
pretty.
do. I sit
She
here
sits
and I
and
see
she's pretty and gives all the boys wet dreams. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Meatballs. For me, I did make you guys watch it, but it does not hold up well.
Oh, it doesn't hold up well. If you're going to watch it now, you have to be ready and accepting and whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Wendy?
Yeah, I would not say it's a must-see. If that's the question, I would say no.
If you
There's
have,
much better Bill Murray films to watch.
well, I
I
was
feel
going to say, if you have to watch everything Bill Murray was in, then watch it. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
it's
If you're
the message is cute.
Murray fanatic.
The road to the message is a little bit weird. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I would just Google the scene where Bill Murray is teaching the kid to burp. And just watch that. It's probably
It's
somewhere on
enough.
YouTube, and then that's enough. That's
That's
kind
kind
of
of where
the
he,
final
that's where you
scene
want
where
him
he's
over.
running.
Yeah.
He's running.
That's where he. Yeah.
That looks realistic. He's sweating. He's breathing hard. He's really running. Good job.
Also, why do people like to run? You like to run.
I like to run.
It's painful the
No.
whole time, and everybody looks like they hate it while they're doing it.
No, come on. Whenever I'm driving along and I see someone running, I always go, "Oh, I wish that was me right now."
I've never done that.
Huh?
I've never liked to run.
I used to run, but
Yeah.
then I did.
You have to
Now I
work
don't.
up to
I
it.
can't now.
You just have to work up to it, and then once you're there, you can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, like around the 9/11 time, I could run then, but I can't now. So 2001, I could run.
Oh my goodness.
Good
Well,
job, me.
I have yet to run again because I had foot surgery, but it is getting there. So I'll let you guys know when I've had a run finally. Okay. It's been a minute. Should we draw for the next week's
Sure.
topic?
Yeah, let's. I put some new options in there, so maybe we'll get
Big
some of
Dirty
mine.
Jaws. New options. I can't wait. I hope it's one of yours. Meatball.
Yeah, I don't know what you put in there, so it's possible we could get some duplicates.
That
but
would be
we'll figure it out when we get there.
something.
Oh no!
Oh, good. What?
Tearjerker.
Oh,
I was hoping to avoid this top movie for my entire
What is
life.
it?
It's My Girl
Oh, my girl.
and Moonlight 26.
Moonlight.
yes.
No,
it's
that's,
it's a movie
Moonstruck.
about a
Moonstruck.
man coming of age movie. I haven't seen it. I was just looking for
Let's do it.
some tearjerkers I hadn't seen because My Girl is like my biggest tearjerker movie.
For
I want
sure.
to.
Ha ha, Jody.
Doesn't
And-
have Macaulay in it though.
Yes.
Yep.
You
I like
have to
him.
write your 25 on that, and I.
You are mean.
And when he writes the 25 on the other one, and
Okay.
then I to draw
Yes.
next
so
week.
I have. Yeah,
I
I
feel
have
like
not.
I feel like
seen
I was
Moonlight.
tricked.
Yeah. And I forced you. You have to watch it, and you have to synopsisize it.
Everybody dies, and I think there's a bee.
No, you can't do it now.
That's
Okay.
not everybody.
Wrapping
does.
it up.
I know.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Find us on all the socials, and we
Somewhere.
Everywhere you listen to podcasts.
everywhere you listen to podcasts.
Everybody loves flickin' beans.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, love you. Bye.
Here it is. There it is.